Yes, I'm Matt once again. Welcome back to another review of another Bruceploitation film. And man, this is one that, wow. The Clones of Bruce Lee, which was on this DVD. Granted, it says The Big Boss 2, but it has a bonus movie, which is The Clones of Bruce Lee. Now, real quickly, The Big Boss 2, I don't have much to say about this film starring Dragon Lee. I found it a fairly boring one. The only thing worth mentioning is Bolo Yun is the villain, and he has a Hitler mustache. But that's the only funny and interesting and only thing worth a look in the Big Boss 2 with Dragon Lee. But the Clones of Bruce Lee, very notorious, considered the Plan 9 from outer space of Bruceploitation films. And I can understand why. I was still entertained. I would say compared to some of the other Bruceploitation films, I sincerely enjoy the second half of Game of Death 2. I sincerely enjoy Enter the Game of Death or The Soul Brothers of Kung Fu, aka Kung Fu Avengers. This one, I would say a lot of enjoyment is from laughing at it, but hey, fun is fun, and I still had quite a bit of fun with this one. And the plot of the film pretty much tells you, the title of the film pretty much tells you the plot. The Special Branch of Investigation, the SBI, not the FBI, the SBI, Bruce Lee has died, and they take samples of Bruce Lee's brain tissue. And this mad scientist, well, he's not mad at first, but becomes a mad scientist out of the blue. I believe it's the guy who was in Way of the Dragon as sort of the mafia boss. He makes 3 clones, and he names them Bruce 1, Bruce 2, and Bruce 3. Bruce 1 is Dragon Lee. Bruce 2 is Bruce Lee with L.E., who is my favorite of the imitators. The first time I ever saw a Kung Fu film was Bruce Lee, the superhero, starring him. And like I said, I really liked Enter the Game of Death and some others. And then Bruce 3 is a guy I haven't seen much of. I think it's Bruce Lee with like L-A-I. And he was pretty useless in the film. If you don't want to have 3 imitators, I kind of wish they would have gotten the Bruce Lee L-I. I think in retrospect, because of the imitators of Bruce Lee, those seem to be the 3 most popular ones. There was Bruce Lee with L-I, Bruce Lee with L-E, and then Dragon Lee. So I don't know, maybe they couldn't get the other guy. I mean, just the fact your name is Bruce Lee 1, your name is Bruce Lee 2. And there's a lot of stuff to laugh at. The fact that they're cloning the guys, but none of them look like Bruce Lee. So it does kind of show you that, wow, these guys, you're cloning the guy, but even these 3, they don't look alike from each other. But it's fun. I mean, at the end of the day, it's fun. Dragon Lee, you see him training, and when he's training the Rocky, the music is very much Rocky-like. Is that actually Rocky music? Unlike Kung Fu Avengers, Soul Brothers Kung Fu, which they did have Rocky music. This is very, very close to Rocky music, which I'm surprised they didn't just take the Rocky music, but it's very, very close. And then Bruce Lee number 2 and Bruce Lee number 3, they're training with Bolo Yun. Yes, another film with Bolo Yun. He did a lot of these Bruceploitation films. Of course, he was in Bruce Lee movies like Enter the Dragon, but man, he was in Bruce Lee the Superhero. He was in Enter the Game of Death. He was in The Big Boss 2, right there with his Hitler mustache. He was in The Clones of Bruce Lee. He was in a lot, of course. I first saw him and remember him as Chun Li in Bloodsport. I break you like I break your friend. It's always nice to see Bolo Yun in there. And there's a lot of stuff about this film. Like the structure is strange. Because after, Bruce Lee 2 and 3, they're training with Bolo, and after they're trained, the three of them are going to fight crime. This is what the scientist says. You're going out there to fight crime. So then a first chunk of the film is a Dragon Lee film, where he's being hired as an actor for this film, and he's supposed to get rid of this producer who's doing stuff with gold. There's a fight scene between these two guys, White Panther and Quick Tiger, who look like two jamokes from off the street of Chicago. I'm like, why the fuck are these guys called White Panther and Quick Tiger? Believe me, the one guy, there's nothing quick. Unless it's like a tiger who's drunk off. Maybe if Tony the Tiger was drunk. um, I guess Quick Tiger for him, whatever. And yeah, this producer is doing stuff with gold, and he's supposed to, Dragon Lee, Bruce Lee #1, supposed to stop him. He gets a couple fight scenes, a couple set pieces. There's one that's like, ouch, where, oh, we're going to get rid of him. We're going to shoot his death in front of a camera. I'm like, ooh, like, it's not this film's fault, but when I heard that, I went, Brandon Lee. But yeah, it's not this movie's fault. This was made decades before that happened. But I thought it was kind of weird where we're going to shoot his death in front of a camera. We're going to shoot him. But then when the time comes, there's like no one with a gun. So it's like, how you made this plan, but I saw no one with a gun. Maybe I missed it. And so he kicks everyone's ass. It leads to like a pirate ship. That's what it looked like, a pirate ship. And he's fighting people, kicks their ass. And then that bit's done. And then we have Bruce Lee 2 and Bruce Lee 3. And then their story, where they're going like to Thailand. And it's supposed to eliminate this mad scientist who has narcotics. And you get a fun scene where you get to see a lot of naked girls on the beach and titties abound. And there's like another guy who looks like a Bruce Lee, who these girls like run up and, kiss him and throw him in the water, and titties abound. And I'm like, okay, I'm down with this. I like titties. Bruce Lee 2 and 3 see this, and they decide to walk away. They find a naked girl in their hotel room. And then there's another one that tries to stab them. And Bruce #2, Bruce Lee, he does a thing where and chops the girl in the, in the neck. Which I didn't expect that, but the bitch had a knife, so that made me laugh. I thought that was pretty funny. And the three Bruces are together, and then they're on another mission. Well, they're still going to get the mad scientist. And they fight a lot of thugs. And I will say the choreography in this, I still had fun with the fighting. I've had a lot of fun with the fighting, these Bruceploitation, that old school chop sake. Maybe because I didn't grow up with it, so I'm not used to it, or I'm not, I don't know what you call it. I'm discovering this for the first time, and compared to the fighting in movies today, unless you're a John Wick movie, where they actually handle the camera right. But most is like a fight scene where it's shaky, can't see anything. Here, they stick the camera and you see, granted, it could get repetitive or redundant, but I still have fun. But even then, I mean, I can admit that the choreography in this is not the best. There's some mistakes. There's one part where, Bruce Lee, this guy, they're like by water, and he kicks, and the kick is like this far away, but the guy's like, oh, and flies into the water. So, like, the fighting in this film, Kung Fu Avengers, the Soul Brothers of Kung Fu, is really good. And like the fighting at the second half of Game of Death 2 is really good. And Enter the Game of Death, that's some good fighting. Here, it's a couple steps down, but it's kind of fun in a different way. But I can see what people say is just a little bit redundant, repetitive, but I still had fun with it. Especially when the mad scientist also has bronze men, bronze soldiers that will surprise the world. And the three Bruces come in, they fuck up a lab. This Bruce Lee is a little bit sadistic because he tastes like this, I don't know, it's supposed to be acid, but it's like slowly pouring on the guy. There's no gore or anything, but it's like, it's hurting the guy. He keeps pouring it some more. And then they go off and they fight the bronze men. They're turning human beings into metal. And it's just guys painting this little bit of gold. And the three Bruces are ineffective against the bronze men. And at one point, Bruce Lee, I keep mentioning this just to give a visual reference so I don't get any copyright. Hits one to the ground, and it's this family who has these plants, and the plants are poisonous. So the bronze man falls to, and for some reason he decides to eat it. I guess for the bronze man, if you have something in your mouth, you eat it. The guy's not a dick in the mouth, they eat that. And it poisons them. So they realize, oh, we will use these poisonous plants. So the three Bruces get poisonous plants, and they fight the bronze men. I love how, like, when they hit, I mean, again, it's gold just painted on the skin. When they hit, you get the sound of metal, thunk, thunk, like you would hear in an old video game when a character would hit metal. And pretty much they're fighting these guys and stuffing poisonous plants into their mouths to poison them. And each time these bronze men get something in the mouth, they decide, I don't know why they don't quickly spit it out. They just decide eat whatever the hell gets put into their mouths. It is pretty damn funny. And then all of a sudden, like the main scientist, he just goes crazy. Just out of the blue, a total 180, just crazy. And he's like, wait, I was successful and all they gave me was a handshake? I will rule the world. And then his idea is, I will have only one Bruce. I will have the Bruces fight each other to see who will... I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why are you crazy now? Why do you want to rule the world now? Why do you want to rule the world with your Bruces? Are you going to make more Bruces? An army of Bruces? If that's the case, why are you going to have... Why not use your three Bruces instead of making them turn on each other and just have one Bruce? Wouldn't three Bruces be better than one Bruce? But no, I guess he's like, just get the Bruces fighting. And, yeah, it's not really much in the fighting. Just Dragon Lee and Bruce Lai, LAI, they fight. It's not much. And like the third Bruce, the Bruce LAI, he's pretty useless and ineffective and kind of just there for the marketing. I mean, he really doesn't... Like I said, the first chunk is Dragon Lee's movie, and then the second, when it's the other two Bruces, is more his movie. And the third one is just a third wheel. That's what I mean. If you don't have the three Bruces, you might as well have the Bruce Lai, L.I. But I don't know, the fight scenes with the Bruces is really not much. And then when Dragon Lee and Bruce Lee, they fight each other, for some reason they decide to do the, like, tiger, I have a feeling because they didn't want to make either one weak. So they can't have one beat the other because they wanted to make a shitload of other movies with these guys. So they did, or maybe ego. I don't know. I wasn't there. So it's one of those things, like, it's a fight, but really not much is, like, no one can lose. And, oh yeah, there's these girls who know the scientist and, like, we don't know why he's gone mad, and they need to find the magnetizer. It's some machine called the magnetator, or it's like the magnetator or magnetizer. For some reason I want to say magnetator, because when I heard it, I just thought of a machine that made tater tots. I don't know. But it's like, oh, magnetator, I don't know. It's magnetator or magnetizer. And they'd stop it, and then they tell the Bruces, like, oh, okay. And then, they go out and they fight some more. Dragon Lee fights the people who taught him, including Bolo Yun. And, like, the editing is pretty bad in this. There's one where the scientist, earlier, he's walking towards camera. As he walking towards camera, you know, you're supposed to have a cut, but they make him get too close. That he has to like stop for a second, and you see like a shadow of his face, which is the camera. Just you know, if you're walking towards, you know what, you know, he's like goes like here and stops for a second. You see like a shadow here. And it's like, well, what else would that shadow be? So it's like it's really shoddy craftsmanship. Or when Bolo Yan is fighting Dragon Lee kicks him, he falls to the ground, and then there's like a cut, and all of a sudden, like, Bolo Yan's on the ground, and I'm like, wait a minute, there's kind of an abrupt cut in the middle where Bolo Yan gets kicked back, and then again, but now all of a sudden he's on the ground. It's like, wait a minute, what? That's what I mean. I mean, I sincerely enjoyed, you know, this film and Enter the Game of Death for what they are. B movies that were entertaining and fun. But this one is more of the enjoying to laugh at, like I said before. Uh, the, the third Bruce Lai, Lai, he dies from this death ray that's in the hallway that they walk in, and he gets fried. And then Bruce number two, he gets a hole in the wall and jumps in and tries to fight scientists and fights this. The guy almost looks like a zombie, but not quite. Like his face is a bit whiter than, and his eyes seem a bit not bloodshot, but like something not right with this guy. That's probably the fight scene I enjoyed the most because I would say of the fight scenes in the movie, that's one I had the most fun with. Because in the beginning of the fight, it seemed like they're going really fast, unlike some of the other fights where it seemed like very uh, a bit slower, a little bit clunkier. And then it goes into like weird shit where you know one starts fighting like a snake, so he starts fighting like a monkey, and which is nothing like Bruce Lee, so it's okay. And this is a point where he gets on the bad guy's back, and whoop, whoop, and he throws Bruce Lee up, and there's even a shot where he gets to the ceiling, pushes off the ceiling, gets bad, jumps on the guy's head, jumps to the back, puts his hands together, goes like this, and does like a haymaker on the guy's balls from behind. Which, yes, I did that on purpose. Uh, Granted, stupid I did that because you can't see that, uh, but you know what, I did that because some of the stuff in this movie does make you go, what? Kissed him a few times, and then you know, the mad scientist, he tries to run off, and some guys we saw at the beginning grab him, they take him away, and then the movie ends. And yeah, what are these sort of abrupt endings? Like in a regular film, you would have maybe Dragon Lee and Bruce Lee have a few words and maybe go off, and what's going to happen next? But nope, it ends. So I can understand why it's considered like the Plan 9 from Outer Space of Bruce Lee, Bruceploitation. I would say this. I mean, the title tells you whether you're going to see the film or not. Three Bruce Lees, a lot of fighting, not the best fighting. You know, not as good as Enter the Game of Death or Soul Brothers of Kung Fu or Game of Death 2. But still some enjoyment. Crazy scientists that seems out of a 50s movie. Quite a few naked women. Bronze men that get killed by being fed poisonous plants. Entertaining bad dubbing. Death Ray at one point, which kills someone in a hallway. One of the third Bruce. if you like B movies, I think it's worth a look. Again, like I said, the title alone will tell you whether you're going to see the film or not. I got enjoyment out of it. It's not a good movie, but it was an entertaining film for me. Might not be for you, but it was for me. So, but again, even for the Bruceploitation films I've seen, I would say I like Bruce Lee the superhero more. I like Game of Death 2 more. I like Enter the Game of Death more. Um, Enter the Fat Dragon with Sammo Hung, which is sort of parody. I like that more. But it's worth one watch for its insanity. It's insanity compared to the cookie cutter shit you get nowadays in Hollywood. There's some imagination. You gotta admit, it's pretty fucking imaginative. It's pretty fucking original. There's no other movie about three clones of Bruce Lee that at one point fight Bronzeman and stop him by feeding them poisonous plants. And, there you go. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.